The Power Hour is live. You can watch it now at KFAN. Starting at 6 p.m. Enjoy great food and drinks while registering to win great prizes. For full details, visit KFAN.com. Make the keyword calendar.
Chris, I don't know if you heard that commercial break. Were you out in the hallway or were you listening?
Yeah, I went down the restroom.
You know, we all do live spots from time to time, right?
Sure.
And you try to. Part of the reason why live spots work is because if something's happening in the world, instead of a recorded commercial from 2 or 3 weeks ago, you can integrate what's happening in real time into the commercial, right?
Absolutely,
you can find creative ways to be like, hey, if you watched that game last night, so-and-so. Then it's like, hey, they're actually talking about something that's now.
Right.
Right, what a cool thing, a live
now.
commercial. Ben's smiling because Sauce in that commercial break tried to say for Window Nation, hey, if you were watching the game last night and was like, man, I hope some of those balls go off the backboard differently. The windows in the basketball hoop, I wish they had better windows, like Window Nation and that he tried to get.
But I also can't say
he was watching the highlights.
I can't say the team.
No, but but the fact that you tried to connect the backboard in a basketball
But what do they
game
call
to
it?
The glass.
The glass.
No,
Yes.
they say off the window.
And the
Who
glass,
said
right?
the glass window?
But
We
even
get
so,
it.
but I like that you tried to put somebody on their couch watching the Wolves, going, God, they just can't get it off the glass. You know what I need? New windows.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That is a scenario that a human actually can experience.
WindowNation.com.
It's
Check it
so
out.
clumsy. It's clever. I like it.
I mean,
Thank you.
It got us to laugh. We're like, wow, he's really going
And then
for it.
Corey goes, wow, clever. And I go, really? No, he's being sarcastic. You know what he isn't mocking? Window Nation.
See, there you go. That was even better.
Oh, yeah. See?
Parker Fox and Taylor Heisey are here. They probably the penalty box in hockey has glass.
See?
Yeah, there you go.
It's all
Gets
connected.
rebounds once in a while.
What
That's
is
off the
hockey
glass.
looking
Maybe
at
they
you
should
through?
Maybe they should go to Window Nation.
Hawk's dad's boat has glass.
No, that's not
Brilliant.
true. That's not true. He's not a
Okay.
captain anymore. No.
Parker, Ben, Parker,
Yeah,
Ben,
yeah,
Taylor,
yeah.
Taylor,
He lost
Ben.
his captainship.
Yeah. Hi, guys. Slide on over to that microphone. Go
And good
ahead.
morning, everybody.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good
Parker,
morning.
last time I saw you, you had your shirt off.
Yeah, well, you started that.
Yeah,
so
I know, yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna
Oh,
blame
he
it on
started
you.
that?
Oh, yeah.
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
I didn't see the video. I thought Max started it.
Me and Max were sitting here doing our job, doing our bit, and next thing we know, a naked man walks in the studio, and and
Then hockey
we all
showed
had to
up.
join. So
Yeah. Max had done it earlier, and then about a half hour later, I came over right as they were starting the post game, and we were fired up. It was fun.
But
It
you
was.
guys kept your pants on. Hawk still took his off,
Hawk
right?
might have had his off. I don't know. It was really
Yeah.
quick. Things happened fast.
You know what? I don't even remember myself. I was pretty wasted.
Yeah, if you told me a naked
were
man
drunk?
walked into the studio, I would bet $1,000 it's Paul Allen.
True. That's
Right?
a very good
So
point.
the
Yeah,
fact that
right.
it wasn't
Yeah.
is kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last night's game was heartbreaking, Parker. That was not good.
Yeah, that was
Gave it
tough.
away.
Yeah, it was tough. I just, the energy wasn't great. I just think that, you kind of get out at that game 7, you kind of have that lull, and, everybody's so high and expect to just kind of roll into Dallas. And I don't know, the energy wasn't there. There was actually possession in the fourth quarter. I saw Ant kind of defer and go to the corner, and I was like, that's when I knew. I was like, oh, that energy just isn't really there tonight. And that was kind of frustrating to see. So,
Hey,
Yeah,
Parker.
he was out of gas.
You play basketball, and
Yes, I was.
you play in like a real grueling series, right? Like they just did. How can you get that energy back? Is it simply just sleeping?
Well, I mean, maybe. I think that there's some aspects to that. The travel's brutal, and you got to be able to find ways to, get sleep here and there, get rest here and there. But I think it's more of a mentality deal where you've already played 94 games. You've played a lot of basketball games, so you got to find a way to, just get back to who you are as a team. And I think that's something that we're going to see game 2. I think there's going to be much better energy in the air game 2, much better life, and I think we're going to see a more motivated and intentionally focused Timberwolves team.
Well, let's ask somebody who's currently in a series. Taylor, you had a grueling series last round, and now you're going to go back and forth in the finals here in the Walter Cup. So how do people rest? How do you bounce back if you're out of gas in a game?
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, for me, I have been home for literally 9 days in the past 2 months. So being home and away, it's definitely hard, but finding your happy place when you're at a different area, exploring, doing those things, but also it's sleep. We got home from a charter, I think yesterday at 3, and then I just literally laid on the couch the rest of the day. Like, you just gotta kind of find that.
That sounds
in between.
incredible.
It was great. Yeah, watched a little bit of the Wolves game and just kind of went to bed after that. But yeah, just finding what you need, because some people need a walk, some people need to get outside, some people just need to go to bed.
Are you a cold tub person? Is that just required for athletes?
No, I like it. I like to do contrast sometimes, so it's hot and cold, and you go back and forth. It kind of shocks your body a little bit.
Are you all the way up to your neck cold tub, or are you just waist?
I could, but we usually do just the waist. Yeah, but it's not too bad. I don't mind it.
I could. She's tough. You hear that? It's like I could.
Of course she
I
could.
could.
Yeah. Yeah, if they had the room for it, yeah, she could do it. Yeah.
So you guys have game 3 tomorrow,
Yep.
which as a Wolves fan, that's a buzzkill for you, right? You guys are overlapping. But you guys are at the X, they're at Target Center.
Yep,
So you guys are 1-1?
correct.
1-1. All right. That's pretty sweet. Best out of 5? Best out of 7? What do we
Best
got?
out of 5.
Best out of 5.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, that overlap that was a tricky one. We had to have a little conversation about what's going on Friday night. So,
Well, where are you going to be tomorrow?
I'm going to be in Target Center, but
Oh,
but I
man.
will have the YouTube
Nice
up.
of you to care.
I will have the YouTube up on the phone, and the nice thing is that they were able to even the series up 1-1. So now there's a guaranteed Sunday game at XL Energy Center, which I will 100% be at.
Good point.
Excited for. It's going to be. It's awesome. That if people haven't gone, that environment, that energy in there is really cool. And now it's a really physical game, and you could speak to it too. But it's that kind of energy in there is awesome. It's really fun.
Yeah, we have I think we've sold out about 70% of the lower bowl so far for XL tomorrow. So that'll be really fun. I think with playoff atmosphere, it's crazy. But I think the one game we had this year when you had 14,000 fans, it was like the most insane thing ever. And playoff hockey is something you can't really explain, especially because we've been playing. We went from playing game 5 in Toronto, flew right to Boston, played game 1 the next day, or we had a day in between, and then we went right to game 2. So we've played, I think, 7 or 8 games in 14 days.
So about a week and change ago when Mark Parrish did the lineup,
Yes.
how many people in the locker room had any idea who he was?
I did. I was laughing really hard because he looked at me and he kind of gave me one of these, and I was like, "Yep." Honestly, I feel like more than half at least, because I would say more of our average age is about 27. So I feel like that evens it out. We don't have a ton of kids that are just fresh out of college. So
Okay. What percentage of the team is Minnesota based? Because that gives them a better chance of knowing who
lot.
Parrish is.
a lot. I would say probably 70%.
Oh, really?
65, 70%. Yeah.
What percentage of the league is Minnesota based?
No, honestly, just our team. Our team is very much so Minnesota based. I think we just took a lot of kids in our training camp, and then a lot of them, did really well. Just really wanted to try out in Minnesota, and then they made the team, and then now here we are.
I don't know. I'm sorry. How many years has the PWHL been in existence? I know this is the first year for your team, but what about the league itself?
This is the first year of the league.
Okay,
so
got it.
In past years, there's been 2 different leagues. So that obviously isn't great in women's sports. You don't want to be competing against yourself.
Right.
So there was just 2 different leagues. Pretty much the National Team League, which had Team Canada, Team Sweden, Team Finland, Team US, and they just kind of jumbled it all up and went to different areas every week. And then the other league was called the PHF, and that was one with just honestly anyone and everyone. So combining them all into here, we only had I think obviously 6 teams times 22. You have just that many people playing unless you want to go play overseas. So it's pretty competitive.
From our perspective, because obviously we're seeing the news stories here and the recaps and such like that here, it seems like we are the team in the league. But is every team getting the support you guys are?
Yeah, I would just say we're very blessed to be playing at the XL Energy Center. Not every team can say that. I think Toronto, they sold out their season tickets, but it was only a 3,000. It can only hold 3,000 people. So for them, they sold it out in a matter of 5 minutes at the beginning of the year. But for us, we have that where you can come every single night and show up, and if you want to bring someone, you can, and it's not that hard of a deal to figure out. So we're happy that we're able to be accessible and everything. But other teams definitely have had some interesting attendances just in the fact of one's in New York and one's in Boston, and they're not in really ideal places. So.
You mentioned the different leagues. Hi, Taylor, by the way. I'm in 3 different studios over. But
A mile away from you.
but you mentioned the different leagues, and then, Parker, you mentioned the physicality of this game, and that's one thing that the PWHL seems to have separated themselves from those other leagues with. I watched your double overtime thriller to force that crucial Game 5 in Toronto. That was awesome out at the X. And there were hits that I don't think would have been legal in the NHL or any other league. It was the classic, putting the whistles away and letting the players aside. But how has that been adapting to that physical play? And people go out there and check this out, whether it's on YouTube, whether they go to the game tomorrow night, what can they expect from a physical standpoint?
Yeah, adapting is a great word. I would say our reffing scenario is definitely something that is going to be worked on in the future. It's not like it's bad. I would say I just think it needs to be more consistent. Like there's just some hits out there that, like you said, even in an NHL game, like that's boarding. Like there's some serious hits that go on out there, but honestly, the refs either play the game, they play the score, or they play like the actual game itself. So it kind of just depends on the game, and you know right away what you're getting. Like usually in a playoff game, they're going to let you kind of roll with the punches a little bit more, but usually for me, you can usually tell. We'll talk about it on the bench. We're like, okay, refs are really working on the stick penalties today. Like let's just keep them down. Other than that, you're like, you can just do whatever.
Okay, so forgive me for not knowing this. All right. Is there fighting allowed?
No. You get probably a game misconduct and you get fined.
So they don't let you guys go toe-to-toe for a little bit until someone hits the ground? So like,
No.
Can you throw things onto the ice during the game like Jamal Murray did and avoid getting
No.
suspension?
We'd probably get a fine. Usually this year, the ones you've gotten fined for is you can't grab the cage, which means probably no hands to the face. And then anything else, like if you hit someone from behind, like with the intent to injure, which I don't really know how you can, as a ref,
that's
look at
intent's
that
hard,
and figure that out. But then you're usually suspended and you get a little bit of a fine. Not as hefty as the NBA, but
Yeah.
So from a different standpoint between men's and women's, you talk about the physicality. You say in some ways it's actually more physical than the NHL game. Outside of fighting, what are there big rule differences, big changes in the game style and the play?
Yeah, we've had some really cool rule changes this year. I think two of my favorite ones. One is called the jailbreak rule. So say like Parker goes and gets a penalty on my team and we score shorthanded. He gets to get out of the box whether there's a minute left of the penalty, 15 seconds, a minute and a half.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah.
So they
That's-
call it
that's great.
They call it the jailbreak goal. So a lot of the celebrations this year was going over there, getting them out of the penalty box and then escorting them back to the bench, which was really funny. And then the second one, I think it's called the golden rule. So if you are the number one team out of the regular season, you get to pick your opponent between seeds 3 and 4. So say you even did better against seed 3. Let's just say that you were like 5-0 against them. You can pick them instead of just having to play 4. So for
I
us,
love that.
we ended up being the 4th seed. Really making it in on sheer luck at the end of the day. We lost like 6 straight at the end of the year. But Toronto actually ended up picking us, and then we ended up beating them. So in that sense, that's kind of just like a little bit of a chip on your shoulder. Someone's going to pick you. They're like, we're going to beat you.
Yeah, the NHL has to be the first league to adopt that.
Yeah.
They got to just do it. It would be awesome. This whole garbage that you got to play the teams from your division or whatever in the first round, that was to set up rivalries. That, what Taylor just said, sets up a rivalry
Correct.
way quicker. Like
Right.
you picked
Yeah,
us.
you picked us. That's how you think about
way
us?
better.
And you could have it on TV. It'd be a whole bit.
Exactly.
They'd market the hell out of it.
Yeah, it's like that's what Tennessee did for Program Password.
You picked me, though. We're going to win. You know why?
Yeah.
Because of your smiling attitude.
Thank you. All right, when we come back, let's talk a little bit about the Wolves because I know Parker and Max were all over it last night. We kind of let game one slip away. Tired legs, bad shots. What did Chris Finch say? He said bad shots, turnovers, and no composure. That pretty much sums it up. We'll do that. We'll do more with Ben Lieber. We'll do headlines. Taylor Heisey is here. Parker Fox is here. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
Wolves Mavericks tomorrow night at 7:30. Presented locally by Scar Audio on iHeartRadio and KS.
People I didn't even know who knew me are writing like paragraphs.
Open your free iHeart app right now and search the Nikki Glazer podcast to start listening.
Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale is here. Get a Sleepy's Queen mattress at the lowest price ever, just $89.99. This deal ends Tuesday, so don't wait. Visit Mattress Firm and save over 60%. In-store pickup only while supplies last. Find your nearest one today.
Hey, this is Jeremy at Unique Classic Cars in Mankato, and I know this is the summer that you want to finally drive around in the classic or muscle car of your dreams, and we are the best place to find it. Go to uniqueclassiccars.com to shop for your dream car today.
952-0-RES. Are you ever watching basketballs go off the backboard and go, man, I need to get my carpets cleaned? If that's a situation you've experienced in the past, then call 952-ZEROREZ. 952-0-RES. Get your carpets clean, whether it's to wrap up some spring cleaning or, again, maybe ahead this summer you have a big-time event like a family reunion, like Father's Day, like a grad party, just maybe barbecue, whatever you have. If you're going to have a whole bunch of people over, and you want your carpets to look right, call 952-0RES. If you want your rugs cleaned, upholstery, tile, or your air duct system, then call 952-0RES like I've been doing for over a decade. Mention KFAN. That's the key. They're going to get you an awesome deal. 3 rooms of carpet for just $129, and they also can take $75 off that air duct cleaning package. Again, that stuff circulates. The dust, the dander, the allergens, all of that stuff that's in your air duct system, that's going to eventually end up back in your carpet, back in your upholstery. So while 0RES is out cleaning carpets, don't neglect that air duct system. Get them both done. 952-0RES or 0resminnesota.com.
This spring, Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on. Savor the day.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
You're free now. Free to stream beyond your wildest dreams. Free to be everything you imagine, and then some. That's how it feels to have Quantum Fiber. Your world unleashed. Learn more at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
Did you know new windows and doors from Renewal by Anderson can transform the look and feel of your home? Hey there, it's Paul Allen. Renewal by Anderson's Acclaim windows are custom built for a weather-tight fit in your home. This can help reduce drafts and increase comfort. And their new ensemble entry doors offer lasting beauty that can boost your home's curb appeal. Now, during their Memorial Day sales event, save 20% on all windows and doors. Plus, get $500 off your entire project when you buy 4 or more units. Special financing is available. May is also Military Appreciation Month at Renewal by Anderson. Past and present military members will receive an added special discount. Offer ends May 31st. Call 651-240-1010. 651-240-1010. That's 651-240-1010. Visit renewalbyanderson.com for additional details.
Come down to Gray's in North Loop this Sunday from 6 to 9:30 with Max and Parker Fox for the Game 3 K-Fan Watch Party. You'll have the opportunity to win gift cards at the end of each quarter, but you must be present to win. Enjoy the game with great food and drinks at Gray's.
Hey, it's Moss. Memorial Day weekend is here, and so is the Illumicraft Spring into Savings event at Dan's Southside Marine. You've got to get to Dan's if you're in the market for a fishing boat. Check this out. Right now, save up to $15,000 on select Illumicraft models. The savings are huge, and that's not a misprint. I said $15,000 in rebates from Illumicraft at Dan's Southside Marine in Bloomington. Dan's open house runs now through Saturday. You don't want to miss this. Visit dansouthsidemarine.com.
Buy 2, get 1 industry best elements window free, including installation. Buildersandremodelers.com.
Now back to the 651 Carpets Plus, home of the Next Day Install Studios. It's the Power Trip on the Fan.
Hey, I'm hitting the road this week for the Chart Challenge punishment. I'll be driving safer with Cobra's rad series of radar detectors featuring auto-learn technology to adapt to your route, GPS-based alerts, and Bluetooth connectivity. The rad series will ensure you're always one step ahead on the road. Stop by your nearest travel center today to learn more for a smarter, safer driving experience.
Starts tomorrow.
You know what that reminds me of when he does that read right there? Reminds me of when they're doing like a show, not the Showcase Showdown, but the regular things. And Bob Barker would say to the guy, what do we have up for grabs?
And Roddy would walk
Roddy
through
would
it.
read. That's what it sounds like he's doing back there.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun job.
It wouldn't be bad.
God dang it. What is the guy's name now that used to do Weakest Link?
I don't know.
The guy that does the announcing for Price is Right.
I think it's Tori Johnson.
George Gray.
Yeah, George Gray.
Thank you, Hog.
Good call. George Gray. The Charge Challenge punishment starts tomorrow. Zacho flies to Philadelphia tomorrow, and then for the next 10 days or so has to drive across the country to Los Angeles by himself. It takes him about 9 days with all of the stops.
Yeah,
by himself.
Thanks to Raising Cane's as well.
Okay, what?
They hooked me up. They were here the other day. They're awesome.
Yeah, what a dream bit. You get to be by yourself and eat chicken fingers.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too bad.
Wait, that's my entire adult life.
That's Corey.
This is the Corey Cove simulator I'm about to hop on.
Welcome aboard.
Man.
So what are you going to listen to all the way across the country? Do you have a podcast, book on tape? What are you doing?
It's going to be music and then
That's going to get real fast.
Well, 21 Pilots has a new album coming out tomorrow, so I'll be jamming to that. And then
that'll get you through Pennsylvania.
But if you guys have, at Zach Halverson on Twitter, if you have any podcast recommendations, I'm going to have a lot of time. So
No.
I think there's a podcast about something in Alaska, some mystery. or something.
Sure.
Listen to the Women of Juarez.
Okay.
In all seriousness, Sacco,
Sure.
you will have moments where like you just got up and you just got on the road and you're already falling asleep at the wheel. Stand-up comedy will keep you awake.
Okay.
Yeah.
It always does that for me. It's the middle of the night. I'm driving home from a gig. I'm, swerving to
Naked.
miss deer. I'm naked. The lot lizards are already gone. I turn on stand-up comedy. Keeps me awake. So there's a little pro tip for you.
Stand-up comedy. Nice.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Right,
He's
Ant?
trying to tell us.
So,
Yeah, I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
You go.
No, you go. No, it was stupid.
It's time for Fan 5, brought to you by Builders and Remodelers.
Hey,
thanks, Builders and Remodelers.
Now I got to know, Ben. I'm going to go to bed tonight. I'm not going to be able to sleep.
Well, I was only going to bring this up because you're the only one I think in this room that watched Masters of Air like I did.
Oh, my gosh.
Full transparency, I watched probably, what was that, maybe 7, 8 episodes. I think I watched 5 of them in my car as I was sitting in traffic.
Oh, yeah, right.
So I would just turn on my app, my little was the Apple TV app, and I just turned my phone sideways on my little holder. And then when I was sitting in traffic, bumper to bumper, like I do every day, leaving Twin Cities Live, it's like I go 3 miles an hour trying to get back to Edina. I'm just watching Masters there.
So if anybody that's an authority figure sees you driving home from Twin Cities Live,
everybody's doing it.
There you go. Assured you are watching television on the drive home. Interesting.
Yeah. So I would maybe suggest doing that, maybe not
I'd
publicly.
get a bigger screen. You can't watch the golden age of TV on an
here's
iPhone.
Ben.
Sure you can.
What a waste of
When
space.
you're driving 9 days across the country.
Ben, no.
And you just got yourself on cruise and you're
I
on the
pulled up behind
interstate.
him. Oh, there goes Tom Petty.
I'm pretty sure if you drive up to Zach, let's say in the middle of Missouri, and he's watching something on his phone, it's going to be the
Their
beach volleyball scene from Top Gun anyway. And we've all seen that 1,000 times. Just me?
Just got to catch up on some Viking OTAs.
Okay. What? No one is happier that J.J. McCarthy is here than Zach Halverson.
He has asked us about 50 times off the air, can we get him in to play initials?
Yeah, and he's asked Adam, what's the locker room policy this year?
No.
Get out of there, Zachary.
There's the people
Get
behind
out
Ben
of
at a
there.
stoplight because he's locked in on a B-29 going down. Come on, man!
I know. There's some intense moments, and I'm
dude.
just watching. Yeah.
I talked. You remember the two gentlemen, Matt and Michael? I told you who let me sit in the C-130 the other day. The two Minnesota air guy.
The Air National Guard. Airlift.
From the 133rd. I asked them specifically about that, and they both said they got emotional watching it because it was so real to them, and those planes were so hard to fly, and so many of those pilots and the crew did one mission and went down. I mean, that show, man.
Well, how many missions did they go on? And they all knew in the room this is a suicide mission.
Yeah,
they're
right.
like, well, "What's the return strategy?" They're like, we haven't really figured that out yet. I'm like, what?
Yeah, ask the Nazis for a ride, essentially. Yeah, unreal, man. What a show. What a show, Parker.
I don't know anything about it.
It's real good.
It's on Apple
It's
TV.
real good.
What is it called?
Masters of the Air.
Yeah, it's about World War II.
Okay.
Yeah.
True story.
Well, what do you guys watch? Just sports? This is the golden age of television.
I mean, I'm really just kind of a sports guy.
Oh, man,
I don't know.
you're missing out.
I watched a little Rick and Morty to fall asleep.
Now we're
Great show.
She hates it, so it
shaking her head.
doesn't get turned on in her place. But no, I think Rick and Morty's fun. You know?
Pickle Rick!
Yeah, Pickle Rick.
Taylor, what are you watching then if you're not watching Rick and Morty?
I watched Grey's Anatomy through and through, and then I watched Suits, and then now I'm watching White Collar. So I like the Criminal Minds too. But
It seems like you like shows on the USA Network. You and Jason Zucker would get along. He loves Suits. He
I love
loves it.
Suits. Suits is so good.
Wait, what's White Collar?
I literally am 2 episodes in.
shirt?
I started it. Yep. But it's about like this guy that I think is like a criminal mastermind and then gets caught by the FBI because his like girlfriend or something ran away, and then he now helps the FBI find other criminal masterminds. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
White collar crimes, I think, is the.
Yeah, I guess that's the premise of it.
Yeah.
There's so many better shows out there. We just need to guide you in the
You
right
guys,
direction.
you know what? The thing that you guys have to realize, if you're going to be regulars on this show, and Parker, you already kind of are. Corey's going to judge you for everything that you watch.
Well,
100%.
That's
You
true.
just
He judges you for everything.
You just be
That's what
happy
he
about
wants to
you.
do.
You watch whatever you guys want to watch. If it makes you happy, if it's Rick and Morty,
100%.
you watch it.
Yes.
But he will pick you apart, and he will make
That's
you
fair.
feel bad for liking something that that he thinks is trash.
Now, if Charge came on tomorrow and said, "You know what show I love? Suits," Corey would go, "Oh my God, I have to watch it. It's got to be the best show
No,
of
wait
all
a minute.
time."
That would never happen because Charge has taste.
Oh,
Hey, I'll
and
just
he's
Wait a minute, that's a
quick-witted.
bad sentence.
I'll just answer. I turn on ESPN2 and watch World Series of Poker all night long.
You can leave.
That'll make him happy. Yeah.
All right, let's talk to Parker because he was watching the game last night. He was locked in. The Mavericks 108-105 over the Timberwolves in game one. Luka with 33, 15 in the fourth. He really caught fire. It didn't matter almost defensively what the Wolves did. He just found a way around us. Kyrie was the opposite, 24 points in the first half. Yeah. Couldn't stop him, couldn't stay in front of him. Finished with 30. When you have no, this isn't necessarily your job as a basketball defender, as a big guy. But when you have a guy that handles the ball, that can get in front of somebody like he did with Conley and Ant and McDaniels, how do you even slow a guy like that down? I know Kyrie is one of the greatest of all time at what I'm asking you about, but I mean, when you have somebody that's that quick, how do you defend him and slow him down?
Well, yeah, me and Rosie talked about it post game, and we think it's a group effort. Obviously Anthony Edwards came out and said, "I want this matchup and I want this Kyrie matchup," and we saw that he did, but he looked a little slow, he looked a little sluggish, and obviously when you have a guy like Kyrie Irving who's tremendous at what he does, I think one of the best ball handlers, and if you've watched enough NBA, you can confidently say he's one of the best finishers around the rim and as a guard position of all time. And, he was able to kind of just get by Ant and, get down that lane and, score. And, it's weird because you think, oh, we're going to be so good inside. We got Rudy, we got Cat, we got Nas. There's going to be so many big bodies inside. Kyrie Irving's a small guard. How is he going to get, all these different finishes? But he was, and that just shows his craftiness. So I think just in general, we need to find ways to close lanes a little bit. We were out on shooters a little bit, and they're not really a shooting team. PJ Washington can stretch the floor a little bit. Obviously Luka can do ISO stuff, but he's not a catch and shoot guy. So got to find ways to shrink the floor against a guy like Kyrie Irving. You want to make him see multiple bodies. Our coaches always say you got to be two places at once, which is hard. It's technically not possible, but we got to find ways to be in gaps and close that defense down a little bit.
All right, so what about Luka? Because clearly scoring champion in the regular season, almost 39% from three in the regular season, but he's about 30% from three in the postseason, and that's exactly what he was last night, 3 of 10. Mm-hmm. How do you balance risking Luka getting hot from three versus killing us once he got into the paint last night? He seemed to have his way with us, whether it's lobbing it up to somebody else or scoring himself. Mm-hmm. How do you defend him when you don't want to leave him open deep either because he might catch fire?
Yeah, there's a couple double high ball screen stuff that Dallas was doing that really killed us. Mike Conley even talked about how their defense kind of got messed up by that, and they wanted to muddy up the water a little bit, and they didn't. But Luka's inevitable. He's ultra talented. He gets to wherever he wants to go because he plays with such pace and poise, and he's a guy that you got to find ways to throw multiple bodies at. Obviously, Jaden McDaniels is our A1 defender. That's the guy we want on him, but you got to just find ways to stay in front of him and make life hard for him.
So the one thing I kept hearing last night, and actually one of my buddies kept texting it to me as well, that knows a lot more about basketball than me, but this idea of what was it, drop coverage?
Yeah.
What exactly is that, and why did we never adjust? It seemed like it was an issue early, and then even in the fourth quarter, they're talking about, the Timberwolves still playing this drop coverage.
Yeah, well, they're running this double high ball screen set a lot of the time, and their big man's the second guy to set the ball screen. So Rudy Gobert is guarding their big man, so he's in playing what we call drop coverage, which is playing basically where the charge arc is in the middle of the lane, and they're setting a high ball screen up on the 3-point line. So you're talking about 15 feet of space there for Luka to kind of turn that corner on that ball screen. Then what you'll see him do is he plays with this pace where he'll do these little dribbles and he'll get the defender on his back. So now Jaden McDaniels on his back, and he's not going to go into Rudy Gobert and try to finish, but he's going to wait for Derek Lively to roll. Derek Lively's going to take Rudy Gobert out, and now Luka Doncic has 15 feet to operate with no one there. So we got to find out a way where maybe you put a different defender on Derek Lively and you got to switch that, or Rudy Gobert's got to be up at the point of the screen, which is something we do on our team. And you just got to find ways to kind of switch it up, because if you give Luka 15 feet of space with the defender on his back, it's, that's too easy.
That was a really good.
That was
a great explanation.
I mean, Hawk said the same thing off the air, but it was good to hear you say
said it smartly.
Yeah.
Were you surprised
No one
that it
thinks
never
we're funny.
changed throughout the game?
I was, and I think Mike Conley talked about it post game, where I was looking at Max and I was like, what are we doing defensively here? Because every time Luka wanted to get to his spot, he got to his spot. And I don't know, maybe that's a sub thing. We got to bring a guy like Naz Reid in to kind of, blitz that ball screen a little bit or whatever it may be. You can't, they just kept going to this double high ball screen set that it was just inevitable that Luka was kind of get to where he wanted to go. And I don't know. They got to find ways to they got to make it harder.
Yeah. Listening to you and Chris break down basketball, when I listen to you, Parker, it's like Succession or Breaking Bad. When it's Chris, it's like White Collar or Suits.
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's not for everybody.
Not likable, by
it's
the way.
just
Hawk like basketball.
Yeah, that's it. Like, I think Kyrie seems like a nice
He,
guy.
by the way,
I like him.
Parker, he thought Kyrie was a rookie.
I'd never heard of him.
I heard that this
I
morning.
apologize. I'm not a basketball guy. I don't
It's
pretend to
okay.
be. But he seemed like a good dude.
No,
I like the way he plays ball.
Everybody likes him. I think and Mark Cuban even had this segment talking about how like everybody loves Kyrie. Yeah, he had a bad rap for the the flat Earth stuff and all the other stuff that he with Nike and all this kind of stuff. But I don't know. Everybody says they love Kyrie, and it seems that the league really respects him.
Tough to stop.
Yeah.
Game 2 tomorrow, Target Center. The Mavs up 1-0. But at the X tomorrow, Game 3 of the PWHL Minnesota versus Boston Walter Cup final. Taylor Heisey is here, and Taylor, you guys are squared at 7 o'clock tomorrow at the X.
Correct.
What do
Very,
we
very
got?
excited.
What do we got out of Boston? What do we need? We're breaking down Wolves Mavs here and adjustments that need to be made. What do you guys need to do better? What does Boston need to do better?
I think coming into this series, a lot of people thought it was going to be like a battle of our goaltenders. We had a really hot goaltender in the Toronto series. We kind of switched it up last game. She got a shutout, played really well. We just have 2 really good goalies. They have 1. So for that, I think, they're going to stand on their head either way. It's playoffs. But I think for us, it's, locking down defensively. They're really good. It's funny. I just saw a video of it. We were the first team to make a trade, us two. And it's kind of what has impacted this series, honestly. We ended up getting Sophie Jakes as one of our defensemen who scored 2 goals in our last game, who helped us win. And then we gave away a defender and then Suzanne Tapany, who scored, I think, 3 goals in their last series and helped them sweep Montreal. So she's done almost everything for that team. I think for us, just play ahead of them, play really good defense, but just get pucks out. I think for us, it seems simple because they're definitely a different team than Toronto. Toronto, everyone thought was going to win. I think everyone wanted a Montreal-Toronto finish, and we clearly made that not happen, which I'm happy about. A U.S. final is kind of what all U.S. teams wanted. But, yeah, like I said, our goaltenders are going to play really well. We just got to back them up.
Last night in the NHL, Panthers 3 rip over the Rangers in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Bobrovsky, 23 saves, his first shutout of this postseason for him. Game 2 tomorrow night in New York. Who do you like out of the remaining 4 in the NHL?
Yeah, we were talking. Who did you say that you wanted?
I want to see. I want to see Edmonton, and then I think Dallas is super talented. So I mean, it's going to be a really good series. But then I like that Ranger team. I don't know. Florida's so good. They have so many good players. But I want to see Rangers Oilers in the.
So do I.
No, we don't.
What do you want back there, Sauce?
Oh, he has the opposite.
Florida and the Stars.
We have
then I
money
want
on the
money
opposite.
You want Jake Ottinger?
I don't know who that is, but
Lakeville's own.
Lakeville goalie, Dallas. Come on, Sauce.
Come on, Sauce.
Yeah, Hawk knew that, right, Hawk?
Of course, duh.
Yeah.
The All-NBA team was announced. The first team was SGA, Luka, Joker, Giannis, and Tatum. On the second team, Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, Jalen Brunson, and Anthony Edwards.
That's right.
Wow, I'm surprised he didn't make first team.
That's right.
He deserved it. You see how much Luka's going to get paid now, too, for making that first team?
Yep,
Oh, my
Luka now
goodness.
eligible for a 5-year, $346 million deal. That would be $60 million starting in 26, and then by the time the contract ends in 30-31, he'd be making $79 million that season.
That seems like a lot.
SGA is going to be in that same ballpark as well. They can both sign supermax contracts.
Ridiculous.
Dang.
Wow.
It's like $1 an hour.
I wonder, in terms of the biggest contract we're going to see, with the NBA doubling their TV revenue in a couple of years here, $7 billion a season. Yeah. I mean,
well, if it was up to ESPN, they'd give it all to Bronny James.
Oh, come on.
He's not wrong.
No, the Bronny stuff is.
He's not wrong.
That would. I don't even have a good analogy, but that would be like if I were like like let's say in high school I kind of tried, right? And I was like a fringe lawyer, maybe past the bar on like the third try, and they were
None
like,
of this is making sense.
you know who would be great?
What's a fringe lawyer?
Well, you know what I mean? Like somebody who maybe isn't that good at it, but like I don't.
One of those fringe lawyers on Suits.
Bronny James is maybe if his name was Bronny Wayne. He wouldn't even be a draft pick.
You know what?
Ben, back me up here.
No, I'm
They talk
with you.
about it
Yeah,
like he's the number one overall pick. Even Kendrick Perkins is like, why do we keep talking about him?
Listen, though, I can't get down with this because you and Musk, neither one of you ever going to pass a bar.
Sauce, what else would it be exactly like?
It would be like if we decided that Ronald McDonald's son, just because he was a McDonald, belonged to work at a McDonald's.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Just like that.
Why wouldn't Ronald McDonald's son want to work at McDonald's?
Well, just because he wants to doesn't mean he gets to.
He doesn't get to?
No.
What if he's pretty good at it? Maybe not as good as his dad, Ronald.
No.
But he's pretty solid at
Ronnie James doesn't belong in the NBA, right, Ben?
Or
Ronnie James?
Ronnie James Dio?
Bronny.
Oh.
Look, I don't know if like he deserves to be in the NBA or not. All I know is he does not deserve all this attention about being potentially in the NBA, and he's certainly not good enough to be a lottery pick. And they would never give this much attention to a guy that's going to be a G League player and have to earn his way.
He's a projected late second-round pick right now.
Yeah.
He's 19 years old. Poor kid.
Yeah,
Supposedly he's been turning some heads though, in these combines. I heard some really good things. He had a
Hawk's been
clutch
watching
pro
it,
day
right,
the other
Hawk?
day, and-
It would be exactly like Ronald McDonald Jr. getting you through the drive-through quickly.
RJJ?
Yeah, right.
Right, Sauce?
Yeah, see, you get it.
And that was Meat Sauce with.
I'm just saying.
What else is it exactly
It
like?
would be like if ESPN, and this is a good analogy.
We
and
already
you,
did the-
no,
we
but
already did the
no,
bit.
but you
No, he
know
finally
this.
thought of
But
one,
I
okay?
thought
Okay.
of one.
Yeah.
What
And you
else?
know this is right.
What else is it exactly like?
It would be like if ESPN spent 15 minutes a day talking about a 7th round draft pick. It's the same thing.
But what if it was Tom Brady's son who also plays quarterback?
But didn't play it well. That's Bronny James. He's not good at basketball.
Boy, you hate Bronny.
No, I don't, but
You
I
won't
just
even use
he actually
paper
is pretty good
towels.
at basketball. He's just nowhere near as good as his
he
dad.
averages like 4 points a game.
A year ago, he was one of the highest.
Parker's
rated
better than
recruits in
Bronny.
the country.
Parker's
Damn right.
better than Bronny.
Damn
I
right.
agree with you there.
Come on, Parker. Let's cut open the honesty vein. Are you better than Bronny James at basketball? Yes or no?
I believe so.
Yeah, you
Take
got to
that.
believe so.
Come on.
Thank you for your honesty.
Guys.
I believe
No
that.
doubt. Believe that.
Taylor, do you think Parker is better than Bronny James at basketball?
Yes.
Good answer. Good
What
answer.
does she know?
Good
She
answer.
likes suits and white
Bronny
collars.
doesn't even start on that
didn't we even ask
team.
her?
Well, he's busy.
Okay.
Busy doing what?
It's time for.
No, Ben, you can't.
Hell yeah.
No,
Headlines.
Ben.
Ben's got to go.
Back
Yeah,
me
I
up
gotta go.
here.
Ben, we're just getting ready to have fun.
I
Yeah,
know.
back me up here, Ben.
I'm so sorry. I will be back on Monday. No,
Really?
I'm not. No, I'm not.
Memorial Day.
I will be day drunk on Monday.
Memorial
Yeah,
Day.
we will be here.
We are doing
Yes.
7 to 9 on Monday, but you don't have to show up.
Yeah, we'll be here 7 to 9
Because
to break
game
down the
3
Wolves
of the
game.
Wolves.
Are you
is-
really?
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
We have to do
Right.
it. Our
It
boss
happens
is
once
mean.
every 20 years.
Okay, well, I'm not going to be here.
Why not?
Can't blame you.
I'm not going to be here.
Yeah,
Mimosas.
I'll tell you what, if we're
Yeah,
down
Wolves
0-3,
heavy.
I ain't coming in.
Yeah, good. Right.
That's a good
Right.
point. That's
Yeah,
a good point.
correct.
So sick.
Fantastic point. If
Yes.
we lose the next 2 games, we're not coming in on Memorial Day.
No.
No chance.
Yeah.
Why not?
Bye.
Go
All right.
Dallas.
Bye, Ben.
Oh.
You're cheering it.
That's insane,
Sauce
Sauce.
is already off the
I'm
bandwagon.
kidding. I'm not off the bandwagon.
No, there's nobody that believes in this team
See,
more than Sauce.
Parker gets
100%.
it.
I get it.
No, I'm telling you, they should have won last night. They only lost by 3 and half. Their team played terrible. They
Terrible,
are the
yep.
better team.
Headlines brought to you by our friends at Wolf River Electric. If you want to get turned on in terms of your energy at your home, you can go solar. Get those solar panels from Wolf River Electric.
Taylor, Parker,
Should do it.
just jump in with any comments you want. This is the non-sports part of the show. In other words,
Okay.
the part that I actually listen to.
A team of microbiologists at Cardiff University in Wales has developed a new beer made using extracts from killer bees.
Yes, it do.
What does that have to do with anything?
Would you guys drink killer bees beer?
Yes. Yeah, why not? According to Hawk, all I do is drink. So, yes, I would do that.
Where's Wales? Sauce, you know where Wales is?
It's in
San Diego.
United Kingdom.
He wanted so badly to say London.
No, I was going to say left of the map.
Yeah, somewhere
It's
over
in the
there.
United Kingdom.
Ask Kyrie.
Yeah, right.
Now, you mean Hawks' favorite player?
He's a good guy. Seems like a good guy. And
I
he's,
like
he's not very
Kyrie.
tall.
Today on Amazon, the series premiere of The 1% Club.
Yes!
Thanks, PA. Patton Oswalt hosts the U.S. version of a British game show which tests the intelligence of 100 people through a series of increasingly difficult questions for a shot at $100,000. I don't understand what the game is based on that. I guess it's 100 people playing for $100,000, but I don't understand what they're trying to do. I guess I can tune in and find out. I do like game shows.
Taylor, what was your major?
Kinesiology.
I
And
don't
I'm
even know how
getting
to
my
spell that.
master's in sports management.
Are you serious?
Good
wow.
for you.
That's really something.
Thank you.
But what are you like when you were sitting in class? Are you like good at math, or what are you good at?
No, I would say I really don't like science, but it is what it is. I had to take a lot of anatomy with kinesiology because it's a study of human movement.
Right.
I would say like memorization when it comes to like with anatomy, you have to know every bone, every muscle, like where things attach, ligaments and stuff. But like also sports management's been really cool, just like how different organizations and how things work and how the backstory works. Because I think for me, I don't see it all being like someone on a professional sports team right now. I don't see all the behind the scenes things. And in order to make it all work, there's a lot of things that goes into it. So I think my master's program has been really, really intriguing.
Do you have any idea of what your professors did for a living that made them professor worthy of such a degree?
No, I don't.
I wonder what that is. I wonder, obviously they probably have to have the same thing you have or you're going for.
Right.
But I would guess they would need real world experience as well.
At the master's level, maybe, but like Church did a class at the U. He was a professor
What did
for
he
a
teach
semester.
at the U, Hawk? You have it
Boy,
written
I
down
almost
right
said
there.
something terrible. I mean, really
What a
terrible.
church.
Yeah.
What a church.
He
Turn the
taught
mics off.
He taught romance novels.
Turn the mics off and tell me what you were going to
No,
say.
I'm definitely not going to do that.
Fantasies in other areas too, huh?
That's exactly right. He taught how to write romance novels and how to live one in life.
Oh.
That's a
That
long.
sounds like a class you would take.
I mastered in it.
You what?
Stop it.
Mastered.
Wow.
Mastered.
Why did you do that?
Tickets for Deadpool and Wolverine went on sale Monday and set the record for the most first-day advance ticket sales ever for an R-rated movie.
Guys,
Man, I can't wait to see that.
Parker,
July 26th.
Taylor, I'm going to say something you're not going to believe. Corey's never seen Deadpool.
I haven't, no.
How do you not see one of the great comedies of the
It's
21st
so good.
century?
There's no way Taylor's seen it either.
No, I haven't seen it.
There's no way.
It's so good. I'm telling
so
you.
good.
It's not. It is a comic book movie, but it's beyond that.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful film. Both of them. Are there two of them?
Yeah, there's two. One's better than two, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agreed, but
Yeah.
I like them both, though.
Yeah, they're great.
Same.
Funny.
Is anyone going to see Mad Max? Hawk, are you going to see that?
It looks good.
I can't wait.
Mad
I
Max
love
Fury
that
Road
movie.
was unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
What did you say? Sus? What's your name? Zach, what'd you say?
I saw that last night.
You saw the new one?
No, I just saw a Mad Max.
Okay.
From the Wolves lost.
Okay,
enough
hold
of the
on.
joke.
No,
Hold on.
okay, I got a drum thing here somewhere for him.
Find it.
Yeah, I know it's here somewhere. Oh, here you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was not bad.
Congratulations. Well done.
Put that in the system. It's the most pathetic shit I've ever heard.
Most pathetic what?
I think it sounded like you said douche, but
it did.
No, that's never mind.
Oh, okay.
Corey?
Should we continue?
Yes.
I don't know what's going on.
All right. Everybody be careful because I have a lot of questions about what I'm about to say.
Everybody be cool.
Everybody be cool. Be cool. There's a lot of dating shows out there. A lot of them. A lot of reality dating shows.
Sure.
Hulu has ordered a new one
Oh, God.
called Virgin Island.
Okay.
Oh boy.
It's exactly what you think it is. It's a whole bunch of people on an island. Yet to do that. You have to be over 21 to apply. There's going to be a whole bunch of romantic activities. They're going to try to find dates and stuff. Here's my question. How do they know?
Yeah, how do you prove it?
Well,
How do you prove?
Hawk. Take a step back. Think about what you were going to say about George and take a deep breath.
Is this just honor system or they're like,
it's not honor system.
oh, how do they know? They will participate in unique and romantic activities together and make major decisions and commitments to one another.
I'm reading it right here. Here's
Oh,
what
you
it
have?
says.
Yeah, I see it.
It says in the audition room, they have a picture of Corey Cove, and they just compare the contestants to you at the age of 23.
I don't get that joke.
I'm saying that nobody loved you.
See, now if I said that, you'd be like, well, you were fat your whole life, blah, blah, blah.
I would have said that?
No, Corey would have said
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Well, I like being right.
Oh. I don't know. That's weird, man.
Yeah, that's a weird.
That's a weird
yeah, that
thing.
is weird.
I'm sure people will watch it.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, did you guys
Have
see
you
the
seen? There's another show called Naked and Virgins.
Naked and what?
Naked and Afraid.
Yeah.
So they already did this show
It's like
naked, and now
Naked
they're
and
just doing it with
Afraid, yeah.
clothes.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
exactly.
Naked and Afraid, did you guys go to TMZ right now and scroll down? There's a video of a guy who had a tick on it.
Yeah.
And Naked and Afraid?
Yes.
That doesn't surprise me.
And he had no idea. I think it was like a year he didn't know.
Again, how did any of us
That's not
survive?
true.
Go to
A couple thousand
TMZ.com.
years ago. How did any of us survive?
Well, what about
past
when the
10 years
pyramids were
old?
built in 1875?
Dash PA.
Taylor,
Ouch.
Parker, do you guys watch Naked and Afraid? Have you ever seen it?
I have, yeah.
Keep going down.
Well,
Oh my
Taylor,
God,
do you have
he's
a
pulling it
television?
off.
It's stuck on the USA Network.
There, go
Oh, I
on.
found it.
2009.
Wrong up. There you go. Right there.
I found it, Sauce.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. Well,
But read the headline.
Oh God, they had
There's
a
a big downside to sleeping naked in the jungle, and
Oh,
these
no.
naked and afraid contestants experience it firsthand. Ticks absolutely love genitals.
yeah.
They're
Title of
playing
the
with Fillmore.
podcast.
Copyright Zach Alverson.
Yeah.
A lot of blood flow.
Man,
Oh, my.
Tommy's changing his nickname to Tick.
who got to blur this?
Oh, man,
Okay.
that's tough. That's reason number one. I would never go on that show ever. Right there. Number one. Plus, I'm afraid of everything, not just being naked. Am I right?
You didn't seem afraid after Game 7.
You know
seemed
what? That's true. But
pretty
you guys had me
comfortable
all
in your body.
inspired.
Yeah, that's
Thank
true.
you for saying that. I looked good. I
No, you
appreciate
did.
that.
You looked
It
great.
made me feel good.
Yeah.
Hey, you know how Abbott claims that I only care about this show on Fridays after 8 o'clock?
Yeah, no,
And
he
that
says that all the time. We all agree.
For sure, and that I don't really care about Monday through Thursday.
That's what he said all
Today's
the time.
Thursday. Can I bring up something else then?
Is it initials related?
Today is the 10-year anniversary of our very first game ever of
believe that?
initials.
Oh.
May 23rd of 2014 was the first ever game. Do you two fellas over there remember who scored the first point in game one of initials? May 23rd, 2014, 10 years ago today. Who scored the very first point in the history of initials?
Hawk.
I think I know it.
Was it Ben? Was he here? For the
Zach,
first
you
one?
think you know?
I
Go.
think I do. I was going to go with Hawk. I thought it was Ben.
You said Hawk and Ben.
Yeah, he said.
No, I was going to go with what he
with
said.
what I said.
Do you know how guessing works?
Am I right?
No. John Creasel, the first person to
No
ever
way.
score.
Oh, wow.
He got the first point. AJ got the first win, and the rest is history.
What was the first one? You remember? Well, the initials were
It was
AJ.
AJ. I don't remember the first point. I think it was maybe it was Andre Johnson.
Find it real quick.
How about
I
that?
feel like it was
10
Andre
years
Johnson.
ago.
Wow, man.
By the way, happy birthday, Nick Madden.
Hey.
No,
Happy
bad
birthday,
news,
Nick.
though. He passed away.
Well, he had a
Tomorrow,
good run.
$66,000 with the jackpot, and we will break down Timberwolves Game 1 and preview Game 2 with the TV voice of the Timberwolves. Michael Grady makes his initials debut tomorrow.
Andre Johnson.
It was Andre Johnson. Okay,
at that.
Creasel, first point
And
ever.
then Hawk, your first point was Andrew Jordan. Sauce,
Remember Vikings tight end Andrew Jordan?
Yeah, right.
which was Sauce guessed on that incorrectly. He guessed Andrew Johnson. And then he ended up
The
getting
president?
Yes. And then he ended up guessing Adam Johnson later on.
So somebody on Twitter that was reminding us that it was the 10-year anniversary also told me or tweeted me and said that you guessed, this is game one.
Yep.
Again, we had to get some wrinkles out. The initials were AJ, and I think it was for Ashley Judd, and you guessed Estelle Getty.
Who, me?
Which is the gal from the Golden Girls, whose initials are EG, not AJ.
I guessed Estelle Getty.
That's what I was told on Twitter. I don't remember that because it was 10 years ago, but you guessed Estelle Getty for AJ. You didn't understand the game. You're very good at it now,
I think
but 10
I have
years
it.
ago.
Oh,
Do you really?
Yeah.
Are you
let's do it.
kidding
How did you
me?
get it that
Start
quick?
in Kiss the Girls.
Paul.
AJ.
Oh, shoot.
Paul's first. Estelle Getty.
No, that's
E and G.
That's not my voice.
Yeah, that was you.
That was definitely you.
No.
You said Paul.
Play it again.
He literally said Paul.
That's not my voice.
Yes, it is.
Start in Kiss the Girls.
Paul.
AJ. Oh, shoot. Paul's first.
Estelle Getty. That's not my voice.
Yes,
no,
it
it
is.
isn't. No, it's not.
Are you out of your mind?
That's
You
not
said
my
you-
voice.
100%.
That is not my voice.
Are you deaf?
No. What?
You said Paul.
That's not my voice.
What are you talking about?
No. I never said Estelle Getty. I'm not an idiot.
Denied.
What is happening?
That's not my voice.
Zach, play it again.
Oh my goodness.
This
Doesn't
is like
matter.
the church PA thing all over again.
That's not my
Start
voice.
in Kiss the Girls.
Paul.
AJ. Oh, shoot. Paul's first.
Estelle Getty. That's
No,
not my
that's
voice.
RNG.
No.
I bet you $1 billion.
No, that's not my voice.
Your voice.
No.
Taylor.
No.
Parker,
That's
help
not
us
my
out.
voice.
Whose voice is that?
Yeah, seems like
No,
it's
It's
us.
I
definitely
think
you.
you know what?
It,
Let me listen one more time.
right. That's not my voice.
Literally
Paul.
says
Paul's first.
Estelle Getty.
Yeah,
that's
that's
AJ's
charged.
voice. No, that's not my
Sauce,
voice.
Are
I'm
you?
telling you,
This
bro.
has to be a bit.
That's not my voice.
This is a
no,
bit.
I'm not. No, that is not my
I
voice.
bet you
say
my
Paul?
house. That's you.
That's not my voice.
I bet you 1,000
no,
Caniacs. That's
no,
you.
it's not my voice.
Whose is it then?
It's not mine.
Tell me whose it is.
I don't know. It doesn't sound like me.
It
That's
sounds
not my voice.
exactly
No, it
like
doesn't.
you.
No.
Most ridiculous
I don't
No,
understand.
that's not my voice. Play it again. That is
No,
not
I
my
don't
Play
wanna
it
voice.
a
hear it
billion
again.
times. It's going to be you the billionth time too.
Taylor's leaving.
It's not my voice.
who all was there? 10
Wait, who
years
just
ago?
said that?
Brilliant. But that's not my voice.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
See, that sounds like you may as well have just said Estelle Getty all over again. That was exactly your voice
I want
again.
to punch myself.
I want to punch Paul. And he's my teammate in like
yeah.
4 hours. God dang it.
Fine, let's try it. Estelle.
Sauce. Listen very closely. Zach, play it.
It's not
The
my
last-
voice.
Yeah, you can say it's not my
Just
voice
hush
1,000
up.
times. Just
Just
listen.
hush. Just
It is
hush.
so
Are
clearly
you on
you.
fentanyl?
I'd
Are
be
you
skinnier.
vitamin
Can
deficient?
you be, please?
I'd be skinnier.
That'd be skinny.
Final time.
Here we go.
3.
Start in Kiss the Girls.
Paul.
AJ. Oh, shoot. Paul's first.
Estelle Getty.
No,
that's not. No.
You so
I hate you
Paul.
No,
so
that's
much.
not. I'm not doing a bit. That is not my
You've
voice.
never been more wrong then.
No, I have.
Oh my
I
God.
have.
You need
that,
an
that year
MRI.
I
You
was
need a nap.
wrong.
You need a nap.
No, that's not my voice.
I know you keep
No.
saying that. You keep.
Who else was Paul? Who else was Paul?
There is no other Paul, and there's nobody else that goes, Estelle Getty.
That play it. It's
No, don't play
ever
it
play
again.
it again.
I want to punch you.
It's not my voice.
I want physical violence to happen to you
No,
right
don't
now.
say that.
Parker,
That's-
Taylor, would you like to
Just
hurt
call
him?
me a pecker.
He needs some sleep. He needs to get right for you guys in a couple hours here. I think he's just a little sleep deprived. You get the
That
sleep
is
number.
not
and
my
You know
voice.
when the listeners sometimes go like, I can't tell if you guys are doing bits sometimes. You
I'm not doing a
This
bit.
is clearly
That's not my
he's being
voice.
sincere.
Somebody will back me up.
No
That's-
one will.
No,
Yes.
You are a
That's
billion
not
percent
my
wrong.
voice.
Who
We
was
have to
it?
stop. We have to
It's
stop.
not
Oh
me.
my
We have to
God.
stop this argument. It's
The
the
show
dumbest
is.
argument ever.
We were supposed to stop the show 30 seconds ago. Paul Allen's got to break down the
Oh my
freaking
God, you're right.
Timberwolves game.
Oh my God, the show's over.
Okay, quickly, because I can't believe that just happened.
Stop. You deserve
Oh my God.
hazard pay.
Taylor,
no,
Heisey,
Abbott
tomorrow.
just hates me.
No, Abbott knows that it's you. Taylor,
No, it
tomorrow,
isn't me.
7 o'clock, XL Energy Center, Game 3, Walter Cup, you and the Boston PWHL team. They don't have a team yet?
No, not
Nobody
yet.
has names yet?
Nope, this
We got to
summer.
change that this summer.
This summer.
7 o'clock tomorrow. Good luck, XL Energy Center. Parker, you have a watch party Sunday? Did I
Sunday.
hear that right?
Yes.
For Game 3, where's that?
I think it's at Gray's.
Grays,
yeah.
okay, got it.
Correct, yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you, guys.
Good job,
Sorry about the
Taylor.
last 5
Good
minutes.
job, Parker.
Sorry about the last 5 minutes.
Who was that?
That's not my voice. That's not my voice. That's not my voice.
KFAN Total Traffic.
From the Quick Trip Traffic Center, here's a look at the roads. 35W northbound, stop and go 8.